Hey guys, here we are in the BMW M Hybrid V8 at the Daytona Road Course, and I want to show you a problem that needs to be addressed in iRacing. So I'm going to show you a short clip from my onboard first, and then I'm going to explain the issue in slow motion. So as you can see, as I was exiting the bus stop, I clipped the curb, which caused my car to spin around. So now let's just watch this from chase view so we can kind of understand how this happened. Just looking at our telemetry here, just getting on the power as we're getting to the middle of the bus stop, tapping back on the brakes for some rotation, letting the car coast temporarily, getting back on the power but not fully, still having a lot of wheel in the car, starting to unwind the wheels to get to this curb here, and as we approach the curb looking at where we are, we can see that the left side tires are a little bit on the bigger curbs or like those rumble strips, and the right side tires are on the flatter part. So that kind of is resulting in the car getting unsettled. You can see the left front right here, just on those sausage curbs. However, none of the car is on the grass. I do want to point that out. So, anyways, clipping that car, you can see just as I go over it, the wheel is basically fully straight, and yet the car just spins around. And so I was like, that was unfortunate for me. But after the race is over, I just decided to look at the replay to see if anyone else got spun by the curb, and this is what I ended up finding. So here we are with the 22 car on lap 3. Same exact incident, where, again, doesn't touch the grass, just back to full throttle and gets spun out, loses so much time, basically out of no problem of his own. And it's like, I guess you could argue, well, that rumble strip's there for a reason, but to me this looks like completely usable curbing. And so the fact that rumble strip is there, I'm not saying it shouldn't cause the car to get unsettled, but for it to like spin the car out violently like this, I just feel like that's just an overreaction in terms of the physics of how that rumble strip should affect the car. Anyways, let's go further on into the race. Here we are on lap 5 with the 24 car. Yet another car getting spun out by the curb, just looking at once again, getting the left sides, and that's just even closer. Look how close that left rear got to avoiding that sausage curb. Just clipped it right at the very end right there. Are you telling me that hitting that rumble strip, or whatever you want, I guess it's not a sausage curb, that rumble strip should really cause the car to spin out that violently, especially when he didn't even hit it until the very last moment right there? It just seems just totally unrealistic. Now let's go further on to the race. Now here we are on lap 11 in the 16 car for a similar incident. So while I didn't get spun out by the final curb in the bus stop, as he approached the first curb here, it looks like either the curbing unsettled his car, or maybe he even got his left rear in the grass by a little bit. We can see right at the very end there, maybe right there, his left rear got in the grass, and that caused him to spin, or the fact that the curb was elevated, just the bump down resulted in him spinning, if we just watch on board here. And again, I'd like to say, this curbing is there for what reason? Aren't you supposed to use it? I don't feel like he's attacking it too aggressively, but we can see, like, just as the car settles, it looks like, I don't know, it feels like there's something happening in the left rear, just causing that spin, but it seems so unpredictable. So, now let's check the next incident. And here we are with the 15 car on lap 15. Once again, just minding his own business, and does he get in the grass? Nope, not at all, just hitting that rumble strip, causing the car to spin out of nowhere. So now let's check the next incident. And here's the one car on lap 16. So that would be my second time getting spun by this rumble strip within 16 laps. We can see once again left sides on the rumble strips and the car just spins around at the last second. And I don't feel like I'm doing anything crazy, just using up all the curbing that I see available to me, and it causes me to spin once again. Now let's check out the next incident. So here we are in the 2 car on lap 27. And yet another car spinning into the grass out of the bus stop. Now let's check out the next incident. So here we are in the 20 car on lap 31. So luckily this car spun to the outside instead of into the grass, but a very similar incident to the one earlier where hitting the grass in the left rear just at the very end of this curbing caused the car to spin out of control. And I feel like this curbing is a little more forgiving just because as long as you're not going all the way over into the grass here, I feel like that is probably what's causing it. So I feel like that is partially explainable for the spin, the fact that as the grass would cause the car to lose grip, but even so, I feel like that's a bit extreme in terms of how the car reacts. So there is one thing I want to point out, which is that this was a multi-class race, and that there was the BMW hypercar, and then there was also the Dallara P217 LMP2 car. And you saw that in all those incidents, every single one involved the BMW. So even though this is a multi-class race, all of the incidents were with the BMW M Hybrid. So I understand that you could argue that these BMWs need to approach that corner or the bus stop in general more cautiously. However, when these incidents are so common that people are almost wrecking every lap here, it makes the track dangerous for the rest of the competitors. Therefore, I feel that iRacing needs to address this problem to fix the way that cars go over curbs. Therefore, I feel that iRacing needs to address this problem to fix the way that this car goes over curbs, possibly by raising the minimum ride height or something. That way, setups only pass if they're at a certain ride height level. But either way, I just feel like that this is a problem with people spinning and just the track being so dangerous in that part of the track. So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.